Okay, guys, welcome to a new episode of the PowerDrift Podcast. This one I'm taking over because it's right down my alley, not metaphorically. Uh, this is all about hobbies. It's about automotive hobbies because we're an automotive channel, so we're not obviously going to talk about stamps. Although there might be automotive stamps, so we could actually discuss that, or coins. But we're talking about automotive hobbies in the essence where if you can't go and buy 200 cars or a collection of supercars or whatever, what do you do? What if you are a car geek or a car fan or a bike fan, automotive petrol head? What do you do? So, automotive hobbies topic
Which
of
means
the
we
day.
do have a life outside work too.
Some people don't. For some people, cars sort of are their life. Sad to think about it. I know some people like that who exist. It might appear that most of us have no other real life outside work, but luckily, touch wood,
It's important to have a
all
life
three of
outside
us
work.
do have a life
Yeah,
outside
it's important.
we don't maybe talk about it much on social media, so you might not see it. But nonetheless, automotive hobbies. So should we start with if we have any?
Yeah, why don't
I have a couple. I'll start.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
go
start.
for
So
it.
I'll tell you my first ever automotive hobby as a kid used to be to collect magazines, and this is before I would read magazines. I barely even read now, but I would collect magazines and then just cut out the pictures of the cars and put them on my
On the
wall.
cupboard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. It might not seem like a hobby, but it used to take up a significant amount of time, like perfectly cutting it around the wheels, and my entire wall used to be like filled with
Cars.
cars. But now I think it's just sim racing and go karting. I would say. But sim racing is damn good fun. It is an investment, but less than a car.
It's also an official e-sport now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
It's super fun. You can just get that feeling of being like driving flat out, which most of us don't get to do on a
You-
day-to-day basis,
you know-
except Cyrus.
You know the thing that I love most about Expose?
Yeah.
Expose.
Oh yeah.
Expose.
Expose your.
Auto expose, you sleazy.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, that's. I was wondering where you're going with expose because there's nothing really great.
No, they have those.
Oh, wait, there is something.
Yeah.
Right? The thing about Expose is that you get free stickers.
Oh.
So-
You have free stickers. You don't
Yeah.
have free stickers anymore, though.
I mean, not at the Indian Auto
Back
Expo,
in
but
the day, you used to
of
get
course,
some
international
crazy
Auto
stuff.
Expos. EICMA, for example, I remember.
Okay.
I mean, we covered it in 2019, and Shumi and I used to just run to every stall, pick up free stickers, and then get back
Yeah.
home. And I've got a wardrobe full of stickers.
Even I'm obsessed with stickers.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like back in the day at the performance show in Bombay, somebody who then eventually became like a really close friend. Sadly
I
is
don't
not
understand this side of yours where you're just not
Yeah.
taking names.
Yeah.
Somebody,
so
someone, I
sus.
can't.
with us. No, I'm not going to take the name of the show.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
The guy's name was. Okay, I'll tell the
Chacha
story.
ka, mama ka, bhatija ka.
So the guy his name was Reza. Pure proper automotive family. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago in a very tragic accident. God rest his soul. Phenomenal guy. Like he's the guy who's the first time I went over 300 kilometers an hour was with him. Just some very, 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 very good automotive experiences with the guy. Truly miss him. But the first time I actually met him, I was still a kid, right? And I was obsessed with K&N as a brand. Because for us, K&N, like a K&N sticker at the back of a
Yeah.
car
Ooh.
signified tuned car.
extra
like
100
Fast and
bhp.
Furious shit, right? So I went and like very gingerly said, can I? And he was the K&N dealer for India.
Oh.
I said, can I please have a couple of K&N stickers? And he, yeah, sure, take. So he like threw me a few. And I went very gingerly, like half an hour later, can I still have some more? So like, listen, that's a stack. It's like go wild, whatever, doesn't matter. I still have those stickers.
Like,
Unused.
What are you
I
saying?
still have those stickers. They're in a box
I'm
of
going to raid your house.
they're in a box of trinkets of stuff which is emotionally close. It's small stuff which for most normal people would mean zero.
Yeah.
Like movie clippings and like my first international scout badge, for example, stuff like that. But yeah, stickers, automotive stickers. People are obsessed with it.
Dude.
Yeah.
And I just want to do like
I love our stickers as well, by the way. If you want to buy PD
I was
stickers,
just going to do that plugin.
plug it in.
I was just going to do that plugin, wanderlooms.com. We have some really cool stickers. PowerDrift, PD Army, all of the designs
Link
that
in
you
the
see
description
on our...
below.
Yeah, all of the designs that you see on our t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that, all of those stickers are available on Wanderloom. So please check it out. If you like it, buy it.
I love seeing the small PD Army sticker
Yeah.
in the back of a completely random car.
And you know the thing about stickers, if I ever spot like a PowerDrift sticker on a random car where I'm driving,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Make
it
you feel
gets
really
me a
good,
smile.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I become so happy, like, oh, PowerDrift.
You
It's
know,
so cool.
I don't know if you should say this, but the Team BHP Live to Drive sticker, right,
Yeah.
became so popular
Yep.
Yeah.
and became
It's still
the,
very
the number
popular.
of the number of fakes you can get in the market today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
No, but it's still
Everywhere.
a sign of people. I mean, for me, even that sticker, for example, is a sign of an enthusiast.
Correct.
Yeah, I used to have one
yeah.
back in the day
Yeah.
when I was still an active part.
Fake or real?
No, real one, obviously. No, like
I
before.
don't think so.
We had. I'll tell you what. We were very. We're like the original group of Team BHPs, right? And,
Oh, okay.
back, like really back in the day, before like all the old folks left for various reasons, which I'm not going to get into. But we all had them before the public did. Like we were given the early packs. So like the small Team BHP sticker and the Live to Drive sticker, stuff like that. We all had them, and because we were like the most popular posters, and our cars were literally everywhere in every car meet back in the day. I'm talking about like 15, 16 years, 17 years ago. Everybody looked at the stickers, and then that's how it became popular. The Bombay group, the Delhi group, the Bangalore group. These are the three really active Team BHP groups, and all of us had them back in the day.
You know what's made me the happiest? Sorry to, I'll just say this out. Remember being at, not Tanglangla, but somewhere up in the mountains. And everybody who goes to these mountains and these cafes, they have
they
their
put
own
that
sticker.
sticker.
Yeah.
And I remember going there for my very first trip, and this was a part of the bucket list. And I went to this cafe and I could see a bunch of stickers, and all I did was search for a powder sticker. I was like, oh, where is the powder sticker?
It's
I was
there.
like, oh my god, like so cool.
I found one on the
Yeah.
top of. I can't remember the name of the pass.
Sela.
No, I can't remember the name of the pass. It was when we did the Himalayan rally, like the tribute rally in
Tanglangla.
2021, and the car I was driving up. We drove it so hard up the pass, flat out, like truly like a rally car. It's like a normal SUV. We drove it so hard the pass steering overheated. This is in -10 degrees, and you had to open the bonnet and cool it down. And we were waiting at like a little stall, and all over like the stall had a glass divider and stickers everywhere, and there was a powder sticker there.
Yeah, it was damn. I mean, it's superb to see. I mean, even when I think of it, it just makes me so happy.
Yeah,
When we talk about automotive
Stickers.
hobbies,
I was just going to say that I think one of the hobbies is also just going through these forums. Like just seeing other people's experiences, even before I ever owned a car or a bike,
yeah.
I'll just go on Team BHP and see, oh, this guy just got delivery of his car and this is how he felt. I think that's also a hobby.
But
Just going through.
forums back in the day meant something.
Hmm.
Like there was some like some of my best friends today, automotive friends, are forum friends.
there was a different community, no?
There was an actual community.
Completely
Today, it's
different.
social media. As I say, social media has sort of taken over the job of a forum. Right, you can discuss stuff on
Comments
like a
and
Facebook
whatever.
page or whatever, or Instagram, Twitter feed, whatever. So the forum, it doesn't. I mean, it's not. It's dying. It's a dying form of media. I mean, there are still some really old forums that are absolute treasure troves of information.
Yeah.
I'm coming back to Team BHP, although they're sort of rivals, right, for us. But the classic section in Team BHP is possibly one of the finest classic global forums that exist today.
Yeah.
Like, imagine the absolute end all of Bugatti information. The guy who's the guy who knows every Bugatti everywhere in the world, like that sort of guy, is on that forum talking about Bugattis in India.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like there are people like that. There are the biggest collectors who are completely tech averse, who still use a small non-smartphone till like very recently, are on that forum.
That's
they
crazy.
sit. I'm talking about like 70, 80-year-old people. Because they sit and then they type it out in like Word or whatever, and they copy and paste their long drawn, super detailed replies. In fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but the original Thar, Dad obviously used Team BHP as a medium of market research,
Wow.
and took all those took that whole huge forum topic, and I don't know how many hundreds of pages of threads, and printed them out and submitted to Mahindra saying, listen, there is an actual case here to make this car, so let's make it, and then bullied them into making it. So definitely.
You know, one of the things that I like to do when I'm not working.
Born.
No, man. I like to just clean my motorcycles. I just find real joy in seeing a clean motorcycle. I mean, the ADV guys out there, dirt is the new clean
Yeah.
and all of that. But for me, just seeing like
There is something about a clean.
I don't know, man. I'll take it out for a wash. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have access to like soft water in Pune. Hard water creates scaling on motorcycles and stuff like that. But clean water access is not there. So I'll usually take it to like a washing center, get my bike washed, come back home. I have this bag which is full of cleaning products. So it's got dashboard polish, it's got wax, it's got a ceramic, coating bottle, which is a separate bottle.
Yeah.
2 microfibers, chain loop, chain clean, a separate cloth for that. So it's just like this whole goodie bag that I get downstairs, and even the watchman gets curious, sir, ये आप every Sunday करते हो क्या? I'm like हाँ जब भी time मिलता है, but it's really gratifying to see you working on your own motorcycle, just seeing that sparkle, that shine, and I really like it.
And it's
so
almost
good.
therapy while you're doing it.
Exactly.
It is. It's washing a car, washing your own car. Like the only time I used to wash, I honestly, genuinely don't have the wherewithal or the time to do it anymore. But before every classic car event or rally or whatever, Fiat Club rally or VCCCI, Vintage Classic Car Club of India rally, I would sit and detail my car.
I love it,
But I wouldn't detail it in the day before. What I would do is I would go home, like spend time with my family or my wife, whatever child, and then have dinner, and then go down at like 11:30 in the night, and work on the car till like 4 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Come up, have a shower, drive,
Yeah.
because then the car's freshly detailed. And yes, there have been times where I've been sitting with I've gone to a medical store at like some 2 in the morning and asked for like 10 microfiber cloths and like 3 toothbrushes. And this one, what are you doing?
And the thing is, people don't understand this
And
thing
Colin.
of ours.
Yeah.
They don't understand
Colin
it.
spray.
Colin as well. But people don't understand it. I mean, for us, it's very therapeutic and stuff like
It
that.
is.
But there are people who are like,
Kya kar
why
rahe
is
ho?
this guy, why are people just spending time cleaning their motorcycle, going into every nook and corner with a
Yeah.
toothbrush and trying to make sure everything is spotless? But I don't know, there's some,
And
I get real joy.
It doesn't have to be a classic car or a superbike. You can have
to be your
joy
own
in like,
motorcycle.
Whatever,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
exactly.
It can be an Activa.
Anything, yeah.
Anything.
It can be an
Yeah.
Activa. Like when
Yeah.
I had my first Dio, I was obsessed with keeping the undercarriage like super fresh. So instead of cleaning, I would just spray paint it every day, like because it was silver back in the day, right? It wasn't black, and I wanted it to be black, so I would spray it. I would clean it, get it washed, wipe it down, spray it, but then it would peel because it was shit spray paint. So like every second week, I would spray it, and like I would like take the panels off and like repaint them different colors and like.
Crazy. Yeah. What else do you have in terms of hobbies?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a ton of stuff.
Automotive hobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I collect. So I mean, we said we wouldn't talk about collecting cars, but I do collect cars. I collect real
Okay,
One of
honestly,
one
I've
cars.
never understood,
car collections.
I don't know,
Why?
scale models. I've just never understood it.
No, I'm not talking about scale model. We'll get to that
Huh.
because that's
Acha,
the
a
most
different
popular.
thing. Huh.
No, I mean,
No,
like,
car collection, I still understand. I mean,
Yeah.
real cars.
Yeah.
I still understand it. You go and buy like a proper car that you can drive and
yeah, like
I understand that.
I can't see the problem with me is I am a sucker for a bargain. So if it's a great deal, I have to buy it. I just I have to buy
But
it. I
tell
bought
me
like
one
complete
thing.
rubbish. Like cars I don't really need. Or like cars that are completely beyond my realm of handling. Because I work on my own cars. And I've like looked back at my bank account like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
exactly why I think my question is, for enthusiasts like you, like what is the point?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I like old cars. Like I've always owned vintage or classic cars, and for me, the point in the recent past was always diversification. Because I was always the Fiat person. I was always the 800 person, and I love those two cars. I love them. Like I love them out of the 800. It's an absolute joy to drive. I love my Fiat 1100s. I have multiples of them. I have 4 of them right now. I don't know why. 2 are 64. I don't know why. But I decided to diversify, which is why I got like a pre-war car. And then I decided to diversify a little more, which is why I got an American, like a big 60s American car. I never had one. And like it's not my sort of car at all. Like big
Then why?
lumbering bar, but I wanted the experience. I wanted to know what felt like. And it's a very, very cool experience. Like, for example, we've now taken the Chevy to the 21 Gun Salute Concourse. I was invited for the Concourse as a preservation class car. Phenomenal experience. Also, As lovely as driving the Maserati is regularly, I mean, literally got it here this weekend of this week. Driving an old car, I mean, I would do classic car motoring on a daily basis over modern car motoring on a daily basis almost 9 out of 10 times. It's just the convenience of a modern car that I like today more because I use the car, like, especially when I do Mumbai Pune, I use the car as a mobile office. We do con calls constantly. We're always on the Bluetooth. Barely get to listen to music. It's also a place where I listen to podcasts all the time. I mean, I don't
Likewise,
I don't listen to music at all when I'm driving anymore. But yeah, I mean, older cars just, and also the group of people who are associated with older cars. Some have gigantic egos. I mean, they can fill 10 times this room. But most people are like really, really nice. It's a brotherhood, which is being gender neutral here, but brotherhood, which is just very, very good. I mean, and now of course, modern classics have become like the favorites. So like the 124, the Mercedes 124,
W124.
W124. I mean, I've had it, and the kind of camaraderie in a group like that, for a single model group, or like the Fiat group, for example, which I founded, or the 800, like simple stuff, like the classic Maruti enthusiast group, right? The kind of camaraderie, the kind of people helping each other out is just so great. It's just such a lovely thing. Plus, you always find like-minded individuals. So it's a bit of an escape. Like, irrespective of how tired I am on a Saturday night, and we don't like drink crazy anymore because we're more mature and older. I will go out on Sunday morning for a drive. Irrespective of how late I have slept, irrespective of how tight my Sunday is in general, I will go out because it's like a escape. And meeting those people on Sunday morning and just chit chatting, having brewed muska and chai, whatever, is just a great escape. And of course, the fact that people love your car, the number of compliments. You get people who are dicks, right? Who say, "Hey, bhangar, hey, juna gadi." Who doesn't like my Fiats always get, "Hey, juna taxi aaya." Like, fine. And I used to drive like Fiats even in college. Like, I drove old cars when like all the dude wants is like a new sparkling new car. And I was okay with driving an old car. I was okay with driving a complete beater. Like, I painted the car below my house with spray paint, like literally like that. Like, so for me, it's always been, and of course because I work on my own cars, for me it's always been about getting a hands-on experience. So yeah, collecting cars is just such a cool thing. But we're talking about non-collecting car hobbies.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
So
But
what?
I would just like to add one thing here. The one word that resonated so well, it's escape.
Yeah, it is.
When you meet people that understand or
Share.
are on the same wavelength as you are when it comes to automotive,
It's mad.
it's a dude. When industry colleagues meet and all of them, I remember, like, I'll just do this super quick. What we had gone for a MotoGP experience at Sepang 3-4 months ago. And there were influencers on one side and there were us, the journalists.
The difference is so obvious.
No, I mean, kudos to what the influencers have done in
Yeah,
their
yeah. Of course,
respective
of course,
field
of
and stuff like that. But we started off our day with motor talk, went to the racetrack,
Talking about bikes.
Came back to the hotel,
Talking
dinner,
about bikes.
talking about motorcycles, talking about motorcycles all the time.
Yeah. How many WhatsApp groups are you a part of?
I don't have a count.
Yeah, I think
I've muted half of them because I can't
No,
be
I
everywhere.
mute every single WhatsApp group that I am every single group.
Because it's crazy.
But I think I'm a part of 100 active car groups.
No, but you know what? More than WhatsApp groups, which is more of a digital thing, I like having a conversation in person.
Face to face. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to add, and I just wanted to say that, and it's really cool.
I think we should move to the biggest automotive hobby in the world, which is of course Hot Wheels.
This I don't understand. I'm sorry for
No, so it's
people.
very- it's very
It's okay.
simple.
You can. The comment section is empty.
No,
but
I'll
I've
tell you
never
why.
understood
I'll tell you
this.
why it
I've
is.
never- Are you a Hot Wheels guy?
No.
A little bit. I won't say I'm not this level of where I collect scale models, but I understand where they're coming from.
So it's
Where
very
are they
simple.
coming from?
It's
So-
very simple. You look at a
So if for me, let's say for example, if I take a GT3 RS 4.0, that old one, that's a car I would want to look at no matter the size it's in, And if you can get that model to sit in your living room, of course, if I could afford to have a real one in my living room, yeah, I would have a living one in my real room. Real one in my living room. But if you can't, then Sort of.
model.
This is have
Is
a
it
model.
more of like an aspirational?
It is an aspiration.
okay.
You know that
Aspiration,
phrase,
yeah.
right? Boys never stop buying toys. They
Yeah.
just get larger.
Yeah.
Like every petrol head's journey starts with
Correct.
a Hot Wheels. You know,
Okay.
in the US, I think it's still 99 cents.
Okay.
Or it's, I think 149 or whatever. Now things become a little more expensive. But every true real petrol head, who doesn't get like, unless you're like a billionaire's son who gets like a small Tyke Bugatti when you're like 3 years old or whatever. Every single petrol head's dream starts with a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, not that I mean to force any hobbies on my daughter, but I have given my daughter some 100 cars by now.
Forced.
Yeah.
3 years old. Yeah. And she knows what a Ferrari is.
Wow.
She knows, if I say pick out the Ferraris, she knows the red ones are the Ferraris.
Nice.
Yeah, so she knows that. Touch wood.
Yeah.
But for me, model cars started off because I started off without any real guidance, and I really wanted to make this video to have maybe a little bit of guidance thrown out there. So if somebody is looking at it and sort of wants to get into the hobby, they have this sort of mantra to follow. Because honestly, today it's more expensive. It's a lot more expensive. First of all, we don't get Hot Wheels in India. As of this moment, when we're recording this, Hot Wheels doesn't officially exist in India because of their disagreements with the government policies or whatever. I don't want to get into that. But Hot Wheels, which were 99 and then 119, 119, or it was 79. We started off when Hot Wheels were 29 rupees each. Okay, in like the it was even cheaper. 24 or something. It was cheap. They've increased prices over the years, and of course Hot Wheels have various versions.
How
So
much
it's not
does
the-
it cost now if you have to convert it?
No. So you can't get like a brand new Hot Wheels case today in India because Hot Wheels
Okay.
Mattel officially doesn't sell Hot Wheels in India because of the absolutely dumb toy rules, which
Okay.
I'm not really going to get into because I don't want to get into that controversy. But your average Hot Wheels is should have been about 130, 140 bucks, right?
Okay.
And Hot Wheels makes everything. Hot Wheels is technically the world's largest car maker because of the number of vehicles they produce. They produce
Their
much-
inventory is huge
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, they have multiple models, multiple whatever, and the number of cars they make
in scale.
is in the millions,
Yeah.
right? And of course
Lego-
now they do like specialized like higher end versions. So they have like the Hot Wheels Club versions, which are like really expensive. And some of these cars are really, really expensive in the resale market. Like today, India's Hot Wheels resale market is huge. And it's killing the hobby. Because people are doing is people are like buying older cars or
It's
whatever.
become a business.
It's become a business, and that's not how a hobby should be.
Okay.
I have distanced myself from a whole bunch of groups today because everybody now thinks of the hobby as, oh, if I buy this today, is it worth this much money? But will it maintain its value or go up? It's the same with sneakers, right?
I
mean,
was just going to say that.
like, it's great that the sneaker market is about to collapse because I, as a sneakerhead, can now buy whatever I want at my price at retail. And nobody is running around buying every single shoe, even stupid, like complete random shoes and selling them at 30,000 rupees.
Got it.
Dead. But the Hot Wheels market, because it is such a bigger, and it's not expensive, right? Like 100 and 200 rupee, 500 rupee model car, you can tell your dad or mom, and most people who are well off can afford one a week. Maybe one every 10 days, whatever. But it's come to a point where it's a little crazy. And of course, model cars in general have become completely crazy. So, 1:18 scale, which is what I collect.
So how many do you have?
I have actually downsized my collection, but at peak, overall 3,000 plus cars.
Wow. I
All
have
Hot
one.
Wheels included.
You have one.
Yeah.
I don't have a
like-
Hot Wheels. I mean, I have scale models of just random stuff like a SR71 and
I had SR71 models in like various liveries and stuff. So, okay, coming
Stuff.
back to this, right?
Yeah.
When I started buying when I started buying model cars, Hot Wheels, I sort of got into when I was a kid, then stopped because I would look down upon Hot Wheels like it's a toy. I had that phase, which was incorrect, but I had that phase. And then, of course, I was brought back into the hobby by a very dear friend. And then I went berserk because if you buy 10 Hot Wheels, it's $1,000, right? And that time, Hot Wheels had a buy two get one free thing. So for like 990 rupees, you're getting 10 plus you're
five.
getting 5, so
Yeah.
15 cars. So you say, oh, okay, maybe I can spend another 1,000 rupees and get like 15 more. So in a year,
deep
I
dark.
bought like some 300 cars, 400 cars. And like, I look back upon it now, I'm like, what was I thinking? But look, they all sort of maintain. I mean, they never lose value. They never lose.
Have you
retail
opened them?
value. Yeah, I bought.
Because I've
multiple.
heard this thing
I buy multiples.
with collectors that
No,
you
I buy
They
never
keep
multiple.
open.
them in the box.
What does that mean?
I buy 2.
So one's unopened and one's
One I can unopen. If I really like something, I buy 3.
ah.
One I unopen. One's like in the case. One I open and put in the showcase, and one's to play with, and I play with them. I shamelessly, I'm admitting this on camera. I don't know.
Man-child Cyrus.
Absolute man child. Absolute man child. I will sit and play with my daughter across the room and like
Yeah.
I'll do
Hog
that.
all the cars. to him.
Yeah. And like she can't like go and crash them against the wall because they get damaged. Because I did that right when I was a kid. And I remember like my you know what I've done is I've gone back and bought like vintage 90s Hot Wheels that I had as a kid, and now I don't open them. I don't want to open them ever. And I have like, for example, the Countach. Yellow Countach is one of my first memories, like one of my early memories of a Hot Wheels. I've now gone and bought like 3 or 4 of them and packed perfectly in, I've like bubble wrapped them and stored them.
Man, I will never understand this.
SLK, like the first gen SLK. F50s. You know, McDonald's used to give them with Happy Meals,
Happy
right?
Meals, yeah.
So
Okay.
the purple McDonald's F50 is something I'm looking out for. Maybe if somebody has
Yeah,
one.
dude, this is the perfect.
And you know how
Perfect
expensive
place,
they
yeah.
are? They're not cheap. Those cars, those McDonald's collectibles are not cheap. Like,
Really?
they're 1,000 plus.
Wow.
Yeah, and I would gladly pay that kind of money.
If
But-
anybody who has it is watching this, please.
Yeah. Sure,
It'll be
100%.
great.
Charge him double rate.
Yeah, now you know the rate.
Yeah, I can pay.
DM Cyrus.
But there's
so-
also this company called Amalgam. They make model cars which are like
Dude,
nuts.
Amalgam is
1:8 scale.
Why is it special?
So they use the same materials that the real car uses. They base their cars off the actual blueprints and all of those techniques of this thing. So if the door handle is, let's say, carbon fiber on that car,
Right.
it's carbon fiber on this.
No. Let me correct that. Amalgam is one of the largest size scale manufacturers in the world. They're also official partners with, in particular, with Ferrari. Okay, so if you've ordered a Ferrari brand new, you can order a matching spec Amalgam model of your car in 1:4 scale, 1:8 scale, or 1:18 scale.
Okay.
The 1:8 cost $10,000.
For a scale model?
You can also match it to, let's say you've raced a car and
they
you
do like
finish.
absolute
They'll match the
wear pattern.
wear and the damage that you faced
No
on your race
way.
car. Yeah.
They're the
So
absolute
That's
even
pinnacle of
crazy.
model making.
you know how rubber, like race car rubber,
Yeah,
gets a
yeah.
little like marbled.
Yes.
They'll do that also on the tire.
Wow.
So they've done ones of like the Ford GT40 that won the Le Mans.
Le Mans, huh?
They have the exact of that, and there's like dust going off
Yeah.
it and all of that, and all of
So-
it is done by hand. So
yeah.
super.
Amalgam is the
Yeah.
absolute
The top.
pinnacle of model
Yeah.
car collecting in the world today. I mean, they're it. They are the alpha male. 100%.
You know, talking about racing, the one thing that I really spend a significant amount of time on is MotoGP.
Gaming.
Yeah, and specifically MotoGP. I'm just too invested in that sport. Because one, I love racing. I think
Yeah.
it's a different thrill, and I also feel MotoGP is the greatest sport in the world.
yeah.
And I also feel... Sorry? What was that?
Disagree, but okay.
I'll tell you why I feel it's the greatest sport. And it also comes down to motorcycles versus cars in some way.
Yeah, okay.
In a car, you're cocooned and shielded away from the outside world. You know, when you go in a car, say at 140, you don't really feel it. But 140 on a motorcycle, you
Feels,
feel
yeah.
every bit of it.
That I agree with.
And motorcycles on a racetrack can do, say, for example, at Mugello can do 250 plus. Imagine braking from 350 plus.
Yeah.
So breaking from that. Okay, point being, I do spend a lot of my time playing the MotoGP game because I'm so heavily invested in the sport that I know the name of every Moto3, Moto2. MotoGP is still top of the line because that's what a lot of people watch. But I try to make it a point where even I still remember timings like European circuits, 2:30 p.m. Moto3. 4 o'clock Moto2, 5:30 p.m. is MotoGP. That's how invested I am. And I think it's great because as a motorcyclist, all the technology that's used in MotoGP currently, it will drop down to production motorcycles
bikes.
as well. So whole shot
It always-
device, for
and that's-
example,
it's a faster cycle, isn't it? than cars is.
100%. So whole shot device is going to be
Sorry,
a
what?
production bike. Whole shot device You're that.
That's a drag racing term.
Exactly. So whole shot device, you will see that tech on a production motorcycle in a couple of years for sure. And I know Ducati's gonna get that first because they've been really good at it. So it's crazy.
What MotoGP game variant do you have?
I played the 21.
I've also played 21, and when I first played it, I just like started and wheelie. Because like when you start it, as a gamer, you think I'll switch all the assists off, no wheelie control, no traction control, nothing.
Yeah.
But you actually need, at least as a beginner, I don't
No,
know.
exactly. I need that too. But the moment you get on, I don't even use automatic gearbox.
Yeah.
Like while gaming, I don't use that.
Yeah.
I'll shift it manually
Correct.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. My braking is separate. So
Yeah. Rear
R2
and-
is front brake, L2
Correct.
is rear brake.
Oh, so
just
do you have
slide it out.
brake
Yeah.
bias as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
You can set levels of
The-
traction control,
Correct.
wheelie control. It's
Engine
crazy.
map as well,
Engine
right?
braking.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
What-
a fun game, MotoGP.
Yeah.
I've never owned a MotoGP game. Ever.
Have you played Isle of Man?
No, I have not, but I
Ooh.
would love to.
That's a game that nails sense of speed, actually.
Yeah.
Because in
Yeah,
MotoGP
dude, it's
also,
mad,
at
isn't it?
300 also, you don't get that sense of speed.
Yeah, because you're at a racetrack.
Correct, yeah. But here, also because you're on this thing, but something about it just nails that sense of speed.
Yeah, but it's so, I don't know, man. Also, gaming for me, not just
Yeah.
motorsport gaming, but just gaming in general as an outside hobby is very de-stressing.
Yeah, dude, I love GTA. Dude, I love GTA. I have the number of times I've sat through and finished the missions in one shot. You take what 6-8 hours or whatever to finish it off, right?
Yeah.
And then just go on like killing sprees or like.
But do you play on a PC?
No, I play on Xbox.
Xbox, okay.
I'm one of those few still.
Xbox, yeah.
You're on
loves the
Xbox as well?
Yeah.
I'm on a PS4.
I need to get a new Xbox because my Xbox
So
is
do I.
now sort of all old.
But you have the one.
1X.
You know, all of us should like,
Sit and game.
Yeah.
that'll be crazy.
I haven't played. I
You guys should
honestly,
come to my place.
honestly,
Yeah,
you know,
should.
I haven't played. I haven't fired up the Xbox in like a year now.
Oh, damn. I
It's
played
here
yesterday.
in the Pune house. I need to take it to Bombay. But
like Sundays for me are
Same.
gaming.
no, Sundays for me is family. Just like I just.
Saturdays is family if I'm
No,
at home.
yeah.
Sundays
But
is
what else do you play? Because I play Forza.
I've
You're other
reduced
car
Forza
guys.
quite a bit. Because
love-
on the steering, the feedback on Forza is very dead.
Motorsport.
So I play, no.
No, Horizon.
Horizon,
Is an
yeah.
arcade game.
Yeah.
So
But on the sim, it's not fun because
Yeah,
you
it's
turn
not,
and
it's
you
not,
don't
it's
get
not.
any
It's not.
feedback.
Yeah.
But Forza Motorsport on the sim. I see. I've never had a sim.
Assetto
I just don't
Corsa
have-
is like
It's great. That's the
is
sim game, isn't it? It's like a sim game.
unbelievable on the
But
sim.
I've never had a sim.
You
because
actually
I've
have like a good feel
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
play Assetto
yeah,
Corsa.
yeah.
I've never bothered because I just didn't have the space to put up a sim because my other hobbies took up every nook and cranny in my old house. But I like arcade games, but I will never play a Need for Speed again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Need
But
for
I
Speed
still
lost the
remember
plot.
Need for Speed Underground 1. Like that came and just gave me the biggest hard on.
Yeah.
Because that was like the scene I was in, right?
Yeah.
Like that was a scene I loved, like modding cars, and I thought neons were cool.
I think all
Yeah.
of us have played Need for Speed.
Yeah,
at
and
some
like
point.
You're a Mumbai guy, right?
Yeah.
You remember back in the day when Underground and Fast and Furious had released, and you would see these Lancers and
Yeah, neons.
CDRs with like lights. Oh,
Yeah, the
dude,
underglow
it was,
neons.
Yeah.
Dude, I was a part of the Mumbai underground racing
You
scene.
probably
Yeah,
saw
I'm
him.
sure. Yeah.
No. I used to run. I used to run.
Family.
I used to run a
Sundays for
juiced
passion.
out, banged up
Yeah.
Maruti 800 with a big carburetor on it.
Yeah.
And it was really quick.
Yeah.
It was a really quick car. Yeah. Potted heads, mechanical bits, like quiet, nothing like exhaust, but freer flowing exhaust, but quiet. I
Like,
kept
did
it
it
like,
really like
no, of
DOMs
course
for
not.
it?
But because it was so small and so nimble and so quick, I took on some bigger cars and I destroyed them back in the day. I mean, I would never do it again. I mean, back in the day, BKC used to be an empty playground for us.
Right.
Or like Palm Beach Road.
BKC, yeah.
In 2006, Palm Beach Road was there's just nobody there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like there were no buildings on Palm
Yep,
Beach Road.
correct,
So we used to go race at Palm Beach in the middle of the night, and we would go. Don't do this. And then, of course, later on, there are other roads that not too distant past. Friends of mine, have gone to Mexico and done stuff. If you know what I mean. But yeah, Forza is and was.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done. Have you done like online play at Forza?
Yeah. That's too cool.
So I have
That's
done
really cool.
Forza motorsport. What is this? 5-4 back in the day.
Okay.
10 years ago. I
Yeah.
did the 12 hours of Le Mans.
Oh.
Single.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
So-
And I had I didn't like doing it with a race car. So I had a tuned Bugatti Veyron. So I would destroy everybody on the straights. And then on the corners, they would just like Roger me.
So Forza Horizon, I don't know if you know this, but it has the online mode is like a free roam, shared free roam.
Oh, it's awesome, isn't it?
It's so cool. Like you just
And you
randomly-
can't ram into other people.
yeah,
You
unless
get
you accept like a request.
Yeah.
But you'll so often like be driving and someone will just tag along with you and you both
Yeah,
are
just
like
chill.
that.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Have you guys heard of this game called Dirt?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Colin McRae.
So I know you guys are relatively new to PowerDrift, but when PowerDrift used to function or operate out of the old office, it was a very small team. So every day after 5 p.m., there were 2 edit rooms. You remember the edit rooms, right? So you walk into
Yeah, of
Prahlad,
course. The top
left
ones.
room. No, the bottom ones.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Left room, right room. So there used to be 5 PCs in the left room, 5 in the right room. Every evening at around 6ish, there used to be one guy who used to start playing, right? And looking at that PC, everybody was like, work stops, everybody starts playing. We used to play like Counter-Strike 1 and we used to play Dirt. We used to play Dirt 2.
Oh, dude, Dirt 2 was nice.
Oh my
But
god.
Dirt 2
it was
didn't
so
have
good.
the Group B cars, did it? Dirt 3 or something.
It did have.
Did it have the Group B
yeah,
cars?
I think so.
So
Oh
Dirt was
my
a great
god. So that was one thing. So everybody used to like log in together, play on LAN and have like 6 people racing
Oh.
together.
Nice. Or motocross.
Autocross, correct. And the
Oh.
second bit,
Rallycross.
rallycross. And the second bit was one person used to go and set out a time.
Time.
Ah.
Oh, dude. So,
Even your man,
Let me-
everybody
let me
comes
tell you
and sets
this.
a time.
Back in the day, there was a very tight-knit Gran Turismo community in Bombay. Okay? There was a guy called Dan Lalan. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't spoken to him in years. He's a beautiful bungalow on Juhu Beach. Huge place. He had a PS2 and GT3, Gran Turismo 3. And we would go there and all we would do
It's just game.
is set Nürburgring times.
No, oh yeah, of
Oh.
course.
That's it.
Of course.
And like he had built his own tuned Supra, and that was the king of Nürburgring at Dan's house. And we were like a whole bunch of us used to go and like do that. And then of course when I got my first PlayStation, we started doing it at home with my boys. And I just like, of course, then the Xbox came. Nürburgring lap times, global Nürburgring lap times is what we used to go after. Crazy. Pagani Zonda R was my
Go to car, huh? Like one of the editors
every
at
single time.
PowerDrift, he does not work with PD anymore, Gaurav. He was, I think, like the 4th fastest in the world or some in one of the games at Nürburgring. It was crazy.
I came second in the Nissan GT Academy for India
Yeah.
for the journalists.
For the journalists.
Yeah, but my sim time. So I was much faster than everybody else, and then the last lap, like 2 corners to go, I messed up, and my average time was selected. But because of that average time, the last lap being low, I came second, just marginally came second. Otherwise, I was like a whole few seconds faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
And dude, that was lovely.
Yeah.
Nürburgring
You know
and
the movie
Dirt.
coming out,
On?
Gran Turismo.
No.
Dude, that's the story of that guy who got selected in the UK and then went on to race Le Mans and stuff like that on his life. And basically, the Gran Turismo game, there's a movie, an actual movie.
Yeah, it's
Not like an
coming.
animated movie, like an
Yeah.
actual movie.
That's
out.
coming.
Yeah, it's insane. We'll go watch the
Trailer.
after we finish this. Then you can go and watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Nürburgring and Dirt are actually 2 almost meditative ways of
It's beautiful.
gaming because Nürburgring is so long, you have to get into that rhythm.
Yeah, what's your
Yeah.
favorite track
Even-
though?
Probably Nürburgring.
Le Mans for me.
Or even Austria, Red Bull Ring.
Le
Yeah.
Mans.
What
My
a
favorite
beautiful
is
track.
my
No.
favorite Le Mans, but not Lasat, the original Le Mans with the long straight.
Mulsanne.
Ah, okay.
Mulsanne straight.
Mulsanne.
Mulsanne.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you this story. I don't know if the podcast about memorable shoots will go after this or before this, but 2013, I was in Auto India, okay, which is now defunct magazine, and my editor calls me up and says, "Listen, we have 6 pages we need to fill, 6 or 8 pages we need to fill. Do you have something that you can like immediately go and shoot like in the next 2 days and like put down?" We were getting really close to closing time. Closing is the term where the magazine
For
gets readied
magazines,
and
yeah.
gets sent out to print. And I say, I will figure something out with the clause that you give me the freedom to do whatever I want to do with this space. He said, as long as you don't put profanity or nude people, I don't really care.
You must be disappointed.
No, I was very happy.
Damn, I have to
Um,
think again.
all my pictures went to waste. Yeah, my own pictures. So, anyways, like George Costanza. Do you know who that is?
No,
No, I don't know either.
You don't know either, guys.
like your nursery rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so I called my colleague who was our photographer, McLaren. I called him home. I said, "Just come home. Let's have lunch. I have a crazy idea. Lunch, my house always ready. So he's come in 10 minutes. He's reached home. I fire up the Xbox and I say, listen, on the cover, one of the cars is the main car on the cover was the McLaren MP412C convertible because it had just been launched. And there's a beautiful cover with the MP412C and superimposed behind it was the Nissan Nivale. I remember the cover still. And we said, listen, the graphics on Forza Motorsport 5, 4, whatever it was, are really, really good. So why don't we like go around Le Mans and like take screenshots and print it as if we've done a review of the car. I'll write it that way. So he was like, "Yeah, let's do that. So we've taken a McLaren MP412C coupe, orange coupe, McLaren on the side. And we just put like the McLaren logo, same plain simple, as if it's like a track day that we've been invited to, right? And then park the car at like the Dunlop curve and like at La Sarthe, at the pits on the Mulsanne Straight. Many pictures. There's a beautiful like a nice parabolic turn where the car's drifting, tracking shots, like the works, front, rear, and we've put it out, printed it,
And said that.
and written it as if it's a review in a very intelligent way. But right at the end, I said, listen, almost felt like I was there, but the Xbox has become so good that,
Nice.
Now what happened is, I'm not going to name who the guy was, but he read this. He saw the magazine. He said, what the hell? How did these guys get invited to drive an MP412C? He's opened the magazine. He's read through the first half, called my other editor, who had no clue this story had gone out, and said, Hari, when did you guys get invited to Le Mans to drive the McLaren MP412C? And Bob Rupani, who was my editor, the other editor then, says, we haven't. No, but Cyrus has written this story, as if he's gone and driven it at Le Mans. But he hasn't. And he said, what are you talking about? And I'll ask, is what he said. And then he calls me, this other publications editor. I said, did you read the whole story? So no, I said, read and call me back. I put the phone down. Like 3 minutes later, he calls, what the is wrong with you guys? And then my editor calls me saying, come on, at least give me a heads up that you're putting this out instead of doing this randomly. It was hilarious. The amount of people who had a laugh on it was crazy because, yeah, of course, today the graphics are a million times better, but even back then,
Yeah.
Automotive
Sure.
photography in games is actually a hobby.
phenomenal.
Especially Forza Horizon.
It is. Oh,
It's-
it is
it's
spectacular. Because some of the
That's a
realism
good
levels
thing.
are.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, when I think of it, how we started off with work and how we actually get time to
I don't
do
have
other
time to play
things.
anymore.
Not play anymore, but just to do other hobbies.
Yeah,
Even if
yeah.
it's non-automotive, I think it's a good thing
Yeah.
to spend time on just creativity and just take some time off.
I've started
and
liking
just
gardening
enjoy.
actually.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
that's
love
cool,
gardening.
man.
It's too much
I
fun.
love
Yeah,
gardening.
I
it's
water my
crazy.
plants
It's
every
awesome.
morning and it's too good.
Yeah. What do you grow?
Nothing like that. I have like
We
one,
do like small fruits and stuff. We do like oranges, not oranges, tomatoes, chili.
Oh, I didn't mean that gardening. I
No,
meant like
in
flower-
pots, in
okay.
pots,
Yeah,
in small pots. We do it in
Oh.
like on the balcony.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so this is something that a lot of people are not aware of.
Yeah.
We have a life outside of work, and
Yeah.
we might ride the
A family.
coolest motorcycles, the coolest cars in the world. But when we go back home, we love doing certain things, and this is what gets us an equal amount
Yeah.
of joy.
Yeah.
I started off saying, started talking about model cars, and I said that when I started off, we didn't have guidance, and I would give a little piece of gyan which I haven't yet. All I want to say is there are people today who will make you want to buy everything that is available in the market today, and I did that. I mean, I still do have utter rubbish model cars, which I will like never even look at twice. Like I have a W203 Mercedes C-Class model. Like I don't know why I have a model of that. But collect with a theme. That's what I've started doing. I've started doing only a certain brand, only Ferraris, only 1:18s. If you do that, your collection will actually have real intrinsic value because you're collecting with a real theme. You're collecting towards a goal. So, for example, today I own 30 or so F40 models, just the F40, in every imaginable scale. I have another one coming, in fact, in the next couple of days, in a different scale which I've never owned. Themed collections are great. Same with like stamps, right? People do everything, or people do like only Indian stamps, only British stamps, stuff like that. So even if you do like posters, or even if you do like magazines or whatever, a themed collection is always just the correct way to go. I think that's what I've learned by having a hobby for so many years. I mean, same with watches, for example. I do vintage, 2 brands only. I don't like have everything else. I have one of maybe other brands that I'd like. But then with the brands I really like, the 2 brands I really like, I just do those for vintage watches. Stuff like that.
But
So
it's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, it's so interesting to know some of the stuff that you guys have said, which I never knew about, and it's crazy for people who are watching this video as well.
Yeah, it's a
I
little
mean,
insight into our
into our lives.
lives.
Yeah, and it's amazing. But thank you so much again. I mean, it's always good having this chat with you boys,
Yes.
and it's always a pleasure having you guys listen to us all the time, appreciating what we do. And if you guys have any more topics that you guys want us to talk about, then the
we should do
comment section is empty.
non-automotive hobbies one day.
Yeah.
That can be one of the topics. And if you
Non-automotive
guys
likes,
support that, then drop in a like, drop in your comments. Please share this with your friends, and
Yeah.
we'll be back with some more podcasts. Just a reminder, we are available on all audio platforms, so Apple, Google, Spotify, etc., etc. Please do give it a listen on that platform as well. Thank you once again. You guys have any final goodbye notes?
No, we're sort of good. Collect.
Don't.
It's important to have a hobby.
I think
it's
that's a
important
good
to have
thought.
Yeah, it is
Doesn't matter
important
what
to
it
have.
is. Have something. Paint. Collect
Yeah.
pebbles. I don't know, but do something. Do something that's not what you do for a living. Cook.
Cool. That's a good
Cooking
thought.
is-
That's a
yeah.
good thought. Yeah. All right. Cool. See
Cool.
you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.